graduated. You know, some of us took a break for a year, some of us didn't. So, you know, so there's a lot of things I want to kind of help other students along their path so they can attain these goals. And we know some of these school districts and high school may be lacking in areas. So you get to college and now you got to take 3 or 4 semesters of math so you can reach that college level math. Well, we could help some of these students doing different programming to kind of get them ready and more prepared to graduate. That way, everybody has an opportunity to go to graduate school if they choose, or if they don't, then that's fine. But they should at least have the opportunity. So those are some of my goals. I will move on to the next slide. Scheduling. This really hurts. This hurts a lot of us. We all have the same amount of days, the same amount of hours. How much can we cram within that time period that we need to get done? So now we have work. So we both have to go to work. Once we get off work, we have to deal with our homework. And once we're done with our homework, we still have to manage all of the orders that we have coming through with our business. And those things all come with time constraints. So our homework is due at a certain time. As you all know, in C13, we got 88 groups that we have to meet with for our PTP project, for our case management, all of these projects. So we have to meet all of the time. We also have meetings at work. At my job, I have to meet with somebody on Zoom 2 or 3 times a day. So it's a constant back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So if I don't properly schedule these things out, I'm going to miss some things. And if I miss some of those meetings, then I'm going to miss some of the things I have to do for work. Or I may not know what we talked about in my last group meeting. So now I won't be prepared for the next meeting we have with the group. Or I won't be ready for the presentation that's due. So without a good schedule, I will start to fail and fall back on some of my goals. And then I may lose motivation. So a schedule is very, very important for all of us to have. So one thing I do, which maybe not be done as much, is I write my stuff down. So I don't really like digital things so much, but I write it all down on my 3-ring binder. I got a couple of notebooks, a couple college rule notebooks, and I just flip the page and keep going. I keep writing things down every day, and it fills up and it fills up, and I got a few notebooks, and I write it down that way. And then things that are super important, I kind of put it down on my phone and then the Google Calendar. And then on my email, all of the work meetings and things like that, they come up on my email calendar. So and then of course, I think we all have sticky notes and tabs all over the place. And I have to keep all 67 tabs open on my computer. Because if I close anything, I feel like I left something and I feel like I'm going to get behind. So now, Aniesa, can you explain to us some the ways you kind of keep it together with your schedule before we go to the crowd?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so this is where Jake and I differ. I like electronics. I like 2021 new stuff. I like reminders on my phone. I write a few things down, but since COVID, everything's electronic. And like he mentioned, notifications come up on my HP, so I don't really have to memorize things. These lovely group chats that I'm in, these group me's, I'm going to shout out to Jeff and Jose for really keeping me together. I'm doing this presentation, but I'm not an expert, and I'm here to grow with you all, and maybe even some tips you all would like to share with me. So how I manage my time, typically in a week, I start from big to small. So, I have work. I work 9:30 to 6:30 Monday through Friday. I go to the gym, typically 7:30 to 8 to about 9:15 the latest. And then I work smaller to smaller. So like group meetings, I see in the chat that you all have some meetings after this. Again, thank you so much for joining another Zoom meeting. So, smaller like that. I think every Monday we have a group meeting. Thursday we have a group meeting. So I'll put those bigger things, more important things right there in my calendar. Everything else is flexible and sometimes it's day by day. So we have the Blackness, we package orders, and there are some weeks where we get all of our orders on payday. I think this week is a payday for me anyway. I don't know about you all. Payday this week, all the orders come in like Saturday and Sunday. So we try to package those, Sunday by Monday. So kind of go with the flow, play it by ear. Same thing with impromptu meetings that we have with our groups. quick phone call, or non-Zenzili, we talk on the phone here and there. So it's really the things I find, excuse me, more flexible. I'll kind of fit those into my schedule, and I'll communicate with people, hey, I can work within this time to this time. You know, I have some meetings. Sometimes it's late at night. Sometimes it goes into like 10 p.m. if I need it to. So that's kind of how I manage my schedule. And then honestly, week by week, I don't want to get overwhelmed. I pack my whole month. I think I wrote it down one time, my whole month on a calendar. And I was like, oh, there's no way I'm doing that. It's not happening. Week by week. And lots of technology for me. So I would like to, I get it done.
Hold on.
I get it done.
Let me talk about a regular day for me, since you put it out like that. So I normally work at night. I don't really do morning time work. That's outside of my range. I never did that all through undergraduate. I'm not taking a class before 10 a.m. I don't operate like that. So I did enough of that in my life. So for you that don't know, I was in the military and we got up at 4:30 every morning. So after over a decade of that, you kind of done with the AM. So I'm finished with the AM hours as long as I can control it. So my job at C-Real is 10 to 2. So I work part-time there. So I'm not getting up any earlier than that to do work. So when I get up in the mornings, I got to listen to my music, eat my fruit. Shout out to Cassandra. No meat over here either. I don't eat meat. So I mean, congratulations to you that do, and you that don't. Choose however you choose. I'm not a person that can eat meat. So I don't eat meat. So I get up and I get my fruits. I might make a little juice, a little smoothie or something, listen to my music. And I have to get up and relax and stretch and just be calm. I might walk around my apartment building, get some sunlight, get some air. I need to do all this before I go to work, because I need to be okay. Then I go to work 10 to 2, do all my meetings, all of these other things. And then I might have 2 or 3 Zoom meetings after that. And now again, I'm packing up orders. And then I have a lot of things coming in from directions, because I do a lot of artwork. So I design logos for people. I do photography for people, things like that. So I'm doing all of that throughout the day as well. And then later at night, I'm doing other work for other businesses that I do work for. So my days usually end about 2 a.m. So I go from about 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. and that's kind of how I operate. I do more at night. So, and that's an everyday thing for me. And I don't lead up to too many crashes, because I'll get a day or two throughout the week that I may not have a lot to do, like a Sunday or something. So we want to hear some of these things from all of you and see what you normally do. So Aniesa, who else can we shout out? Because I can't see everybody right now.
Okay, well, I mean, that's also our rest time. We'll talk about that coming up. So I definitely want to pick on some of the professors in here, because you all don't get away with it. Thank you for joining. So I'm Professor Beckham. How do you manage your time? You grade, you're really busy, MSAT program and other things you do.
That's the to-do list. I have calendars and I do all that stuff, but I have Post-it notes too. I have notes all over the desk as well, so I can just see it. I think what I do is just keep updating that to-do list and trying to put what's due that week or the next couple of days at the top. I have a calendar with appointments in it for the whole semester, let's say, but really my focus is on the next few days at a time. Like when did students turn something in, and when are they expecting feedback, and that's the part that motivates me. If you're talking about motivation, is people waiting on me to get back to them. So that's a big one. Responsibility for others, I think.
Okay. Now, you're more of like a write it down person, not too much technology?
I have my Outlook in my phone. It gives me reminders. That's really helpful. But yeah, I have written notes all over the place.
Yes, write it down. Write it down. That's what I like.
Whatever works. Whatever works.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pick somebody for us.
Okay. Well, did you want other faculty? You wanted to hear from Dr. Lundberg?
Oh, yes.
Or do?
All right. There you go.
All right. Well, this is fun for me. Yeah. So I have these little old-fashioned notepads, like this. We used to call them legal pads. I don't know if that's. And so on the back page of my pad, I have my to-do list. And it's always like the very last page, because then I can use the other pages, for other things. But then after that, then I cross off as I get things done. And then sometimes it's just kind of messy. And then I need to transfer what's there to the next up. And then I tear off that page. And sometimes when I'm just feeling like I don't want to do any work, I spend time just moving the to-do list from the back page to the next to the back page. Yeah, and then I have the calendar and Outlook, and sometimes if there's something really important and I haven't gotten it done yet today, I put a little post-it on my computer, so that when I come in the morning, I know I just have to get that one done.
Okay.
Love
Did you
it.
want to pick on somebody else a little bit?
Yes, I do. I forgot about that step. How about Rihanna?
Thank you, Dr. Lundberg. For me, I really like taking things day by day. So at the start of my morning, I will make a to-do list, and then that will be what I prioritize for the day. But I also really like having goals set for each hour. So like if there's a certain project that I want done, I try to get it done within the hour, or if it's longer, like pieces of that project. So that's been really helpful, and it really helps ease any anxiety around bigger tasks. So that's super helpful too. But in form of like technology, I think Outlook calendar is super helpful when it comes to meetings, because they always give you that little 15-minute reminder, which is super helpful. So I love that feature.
That's nice. Let's get one more person. Let's see if we can pick on one more person who maybe haven't shared. Who would you popcorn to, Brianna?
Let me look at this list. I don't think, has Angel gone?
I don't think so.
No,
Okay.
not yet. One of the things that I use is this planner that I have in front of me. I write things out and I do my whole week in one sitting, normally on a Sunday night, just so I can kind of visualize my week a little bit. Outlook also comes in handy. Those 15-minute reminders, they're everything, right? I would say I navigate those two the most. And then, like Jake said, I also use stickies for tasks that I need done, and I put them on the wall next to me so that they're within arm's reach. And I take a look at that before I go to bed, so I know what's going on the next day. And are we going for one more popcorn, or is this it?
Well, if you see somebody you think you need to pick on that hasn't shared yet, we'll take one more popcorn.
I'm going to go with Alex.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah, I mean, like for me, like everyone already mentioned, mostly I stick with the Outlook calendar. I think that's one that saved my life a lot. Like a lot of time, I want to have meeting with other people, and I just try to schedule Outlook, and they immediately gonna told me like, hey, this time is either conflict or it's open to other people. Other than that, I have a list of like what three things I need to do for the next day. So when it comes to next day, I don't like get overwhelmed like, okay, and what I need to do, and a lot of email happen, what should I do? So yeah, that's how I try to stay on track, using like have a list of what to do for the next day.
Okay. So I see everyone seems to love Outlook. Is Outlook that good a deal? Does Outlook have EFTs? Since so many people are using Outlook, we should probably put some stock in Outlook. I hope we have contingency plans for when Outlook may not work so well, or when some of these electronics may crash, or
Relax.
Let's have contingency plans. I'm just going to put it out there.
We got it.
So now we'll move on to the next slide.